Hey friend, Jamira here, and thank you for joining me for another episode of A Well-Rounded Life podcast. It means so much that you have spent some time to hang out with me today. Today's show is going to be a great one because I have a challenge for you. Spring has sprung and I couldn't be more thrilled for warmer weather, spring sports, and outdoor lunch dates with dear friends. Spring is also the time of year where I get moving, decluttering, updating, and revamping items all throughout my home and business. I want to bring you along this year as I have made a step-by-step plan to clear the clutter so I can breathe some fresh air and a sigh of relief. The challenge, it is broken down into 5 simple steps that are super easy to implement. Plus, I guarantee you will be so happy that you carved out time to hit reset. So the question is, are you up for the challenge? I knew you would be, well-rounder. So without further ado, let's get to our plan of action. Hey there, and welcome to A Well-Rounded Life, the podcast, a space for creative entrepreneurs seeking an intentional life and biz filled with grace, passion, and purpose. I'm your host, Jamira. I'm a mama, wife, dessert fanatic, and on the ultimate mission to get you closer to your idea of what it means to live a well-rounded life. Right here is where you'll find curated resources, quick tips, and relatable stories, no matter what season of life you're in. So hang out with me for a bit and let's dive in. All right, friends, so welcome back. But before we get all the way into today's episode, I want to read one of our latest reviews from one of our loyal listeners. All right, so listener ZHCFMX says, "This is the kind of real content I love to listen to. I can't help but feel that we have so much in common." She says, "Keep with the mission and the messenger. This is important work." Thank you, friend, for your kind words. It means so very much to hear back from you all that are listening to the show because it lets me know that something that I am saying is resonating with you. And I would love to hear from you out there as well. If you have not left a 5-star rating or even a quick review like the one that I just read, hit pause. I will wait for you. And do so right now, right in this moment before we get distracted and forget. Knowing that when you do so, you will be making not only my day, but that of the people that work behind the scenes to make this show possible. It also helps others find the show, which will grow our community of well-rounders, seeking resources, insights, and fellowship, which is what we strive to do over here on Team Living Well-Rounded. All right, so head over to Apple Podcasts. All of the details are in the show notes, so make sure you go check it out. Let us know if you have any questions, and we are so grateful for you. Okay, so let's get into our first challenge of the year, and that is the Living Well-Rounded Spring Cleaning Challenge. So it is a 5-step approach to decluttering important areas in your life. So steps that will for sure get you closer to feeling a bit more well-rounded as we ease into the spring season. First off, I want you to know that I have you covered, and I have created an automated step-by-step guide that will set you up for success as we work through the challenge. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I'm going to make sure you have everything that you need so that you can be successful throughout this challenge. So head over to bit.ly/LWR Spring Clean, and all that's lowercase, and get the challenge activated. Again, that's bit.ly/LWR Spring Clean. And your prompts will be waiting for you when you do. You may also find the link and additional details in the show notes or the blog, awellroundedlifepodcast.com/episode 74. So there are 5 steps to this challenge, which we have spread out over 5 days to make it super easy for you to manage without feeling overwhelmed. We wanted to make sure that this challenge was super quick, super easy, and super actionable. And so we spread out the prompts over 5 days, and all of them can be done under 30 minutes. Okay. So on day one, we are going to focus on tackling your inbox. If you're like me, you have multiple email inboxes and can sometimes feel like things are all over the place. I'm sure, just like me, you receive notifications all throughout the day, which at times can cause some angst and anxiety as the messages pile on and on throughout the day. One of my friends, I believe it may have been Laura, made a great point that emails that we have in our box, the ones that are left in our inboxes, are just to-dos and tasks that we need to address. So does that mean that you need to file the email, send a follow-up, unsubscribe from the email list, or just simply delete, delete, delete? Emails are all about making quick decisions. So think about that. Think about all the emails that you have in your inbox. What needs to happen? Again, it's all about making a decision. Delete it, save it, respond to it, move it in a folder, whatever needs to happen. We just need to get to it. So the prompts in the challenge will guide you through an attainable way to handle your inbox so you can get closer to inbox zero, which is a beautiful thing. And so basically inbox zero means that there are no emails just sitting in the main spot of your inbox because everything has been placed in its proper folder or trash or whatever folder it needs to go to. Okay, so inbox zero is the goal with this first prompt on day 1. On day 2, we are going to declutter our office or workspace. And if you're sitting at your desk, I want you to take a moment and to take a look around and ask yourself, how does this current view make me feel? Do you feel excited when you sit down at work? You get into your seat, cozy up, got your coffee and all the things? Or does the mounding stack of files make you feel overwhelmed that you have so much to do on your plate? Because I'm not going to lie, that is how it feels some days when I'm trying to move Post-its and notepads and Sharpies and all the things there. And knowing that if I just move things and I sat down with a clean slate, it would make a huge difference. So we're going to fix that. In this challenge, we are going to block off time to get our workspace in order before we sit back down to write another email or to log into a Zoom call. I promise you it makes a difference. And side note here, for me on Sundays, I make a point to pop into my office to make sure my desk is ready for me to take on a new week. So as I'm doing my weekly reset, which is something we talk about in my core Systems for Your Sanity, I sneak into my office, I make sure everything is in place because it is something so refreshing about sitting down at my desk on Monday morning with everything in order, within reach, easy to find so that I can hit the ground running. Because what happens is over the weekend, we get all these ideas, we get this excitement, we get this buzz, but wouldn't it be nice to have all of that energy and all the things sitting down at a clean desk in a clean office, ready to have some action happen, all right? So make sure you are sitting down at a clean desk by going through the prompts on day 2. But let's move on to day 3 of our Living Well-Rounded Spring Cleaning Challenge. We are moving into social media. The love-hate relationship, y'all, that I have with social media is something serious. Because let's get real. Most of us have social media accounts on various platforms. I'm talking Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Clubhouse, Twitter. It's all the things. And I'm raising my hand high because I have all of those accounts. And so what I have found that has happened over the years is that I have followed folks that were trending at the time, people that were popular, or that others found to be popping at that time. However, what I have not done is taking a step back to unfollow, unfriend, or unsubscribe from folks that are no longer serving me in this season. So think about that. Yeah, a couple months ago, we were following certain people and, making sure that we were following certain hashtags and a part of the trends. But maybe you don't need all of that showing up on your feed right now. And so during the challenge, we will make room for the things that are serving us and inspiring us to get where we ultimately want to be. So our feed now will be more inspiring and less distracting. That is a beautiful thing. Love it. Day 4, we are moving back into the inbox and consolidating our newsletter signups. If you are in the business space, the creative space, you guys know that the newsletters and email lists are all the rage. which can be a bit overwhelming. I receive plenty of emails from other creatives, other coaches, other bosses that are really pushing their content via their newsletter and email list. And so years ago, I remember receiving literally hundreds of emails daily for store promotions and whatnot. And again, those people whose emails list I had signed up for. But since then, so much has changed. Thank you, Lord, for that. What I use to consolidate my various promotional emails is Unroll Me. And I've spoken about Unroll Me here on the show before. I swear by it. It is a game changer. And the coolest part is that it is a free service that will help you keep your emails at bay and make you feel like everything is manageable without sacrificing not receiving those emails or having them handy when needed. And so what happens is Unroll Me rolls all of your promo emails into one beautiful email that you will receive daily. And so I take 1 minute to scroll while I'm laying in the bed right before my feet hit the ground. I click on what catches my eye. Like, for example, the Sephora Rouge sale is happening right now. And so I may pop open that email, but then you know what? I can disregard the rest. But it's super easy peasy. And the cool thing is you don't have to worry about not having access to the full emails. So example, I was in the Bath and Body Works line and I was like, dang, I need the coupon. I know they emailed me the coupons. Well, it got rolled into one of the emails for Unroll Me, but Unroll Me actually allows you to have a folder in your inbox so that you can get all of the emails as needed. So they do not get lost. So that's the cool part. So keep that in mind. Day 5, which is the last day of the challenge, we are going to move into our kitchen. But just briefly, we're not going to spend too much time there. I want you to open your cabinets and your drawers and see what sets you have filling those spaces. Okay. So what are your drawers and sets looking like? What is everything looking like in those spaces? And so recently I ended up tossing mismatched items that were cluttering up my flatware drawer and my cupboard, which had all of our glassware. It was stuff all over the place because I realized that the kiddos were breaking glasses here and there and things were just all out of whack. And so I used to be a Crate and Barrel girl, investing so much into nice drinkware. You know what happens when you get married and have the registry, you have all the good stuff. But when you get small kids, you start to learn that some places like Home Goods has really great quality things in Target. And so what I ended up doing is swapping out sturdy glassware so that it didn't feel like I was replacing things every couple of weeks. However, don't get it twisted. My Olivia Pope wine glasses from Crate and Barrel will remain a staple in our house, and they're not going anywhere. I just moved them up to the top so that the little people will not knock them over trying to get a glass. All right, so check your dishes, your glassware, your flatware, your pots and your pans. Make sure you have lids for each pot and pan. Make sure they're in good condition and it makes sense for it to be in your space. So make sure your stuff isn't raggedy and that when the world opens back up, you will be ready to confidently host your friends and family with stuff that matches. Everybody sit at the table, all their stuff matches, and that's a beautiful thing. So that's it, friend. That is it. Simple 5 days of topics and things that we will cover. So we mentioned kitchen, social media, email, and our workspace, and we're going to just spend some time getting those things refreshed. We're going to declutter 5 areas in our well-rounded life this spring, but we are going to do it with a plan. So don't forget to activate your spring cleaning challenge prompts by heading over to the bit.ly/LWR spring clean. And because when you do that, you'll receive the step-by-step daily prompts that are going to get you moving one step at a time, one foot in front of the other. That is the goal. And if you are excited to join me in this challenge, which I know you are, make sure you screenshot and you tag me at Coach4Creatives. Let me know that you are all the way in because I want to cheer on your progress and see what you guys are decluttering and moving out the way so that you can say yes to the good things. It would mean so much to me. As always, Thank you for listening to this quick episode because I want to give you time to get to work. And I hope you found the prompts helpful, and I look forward to spending some time with you again next week for a brand new episode of this podcast. In the meantime, remember, friend, to stay safe, stay positive, and focus on what matters most. I promise you it makes a world of difference. Love you, well-rounder. I'll see you next week.
Friends, thanks for kicking it with us this week. Remember to subscribe so you're notified when a new episode airs. I'd love it if you leave us a review and share this goodness with your squad. Until next time, seek a well-rounded life and remember to focus on what matters most.